I am super excited for today's team showcase as we're gonna be able to manipulate our Toxic Rock towards our advantage so that we can get some really cool victories. So as you can see here, we got Shadow Alligator up in front while we're gonna pair up Toxic Rock alongside Emolga for the closing game. This team doesn't have a clear safe switch, which is one of the biggest drawbacks for this line, but to be honest, you do not even need a safe backline or a safe switch because overall you got Shadow Alligator up in front, which even up against the grass types it can eventually one-shot them down with that Ice Beam. And speaking of grass types, well, we got one to start off the video up in front, and now with that wild charge being blocked, we can easily have the upper hand with the Ice Beam. My opponent definitely knows that and they want to catch at least a move on their Poliwrath. So in the process, we're just gonna switch out to Emolga, reach to the acrobatics for the one shot, and hopefully one more for that Electrode, but unfortunately we faint down, but still we got one Ice Beam to finish off the job that we couldn't do twice back with our Alligator. Into the next battle now, Alligator on Shadow mode is gonna be able to do so much damage even to other water type Pokemon such as this Dugong, and especially when we can expect something like a Drill Run from that Pokemon. By resisting the first and fast attack of our opponent, I'm pretty sure that even a Drill Run can easily be taken, so my opponent is gonna reach there, but at the same time I have a feeling that I need to block if I want to completely farm down and get switch advantage. So their own Alligator now comes into the battle. They're kinda switch locked in here now with my Emolga, and I will try to do my best with those discharges. The first one is already on the way and they want to sacrifice both of themselves in the process. I know that one Hydro Can might actually be fatal for me, but at the same time I do not care much. I want to preserve that final shield for my Toxic Rock since I can easily farm down completely the remaining HP that this Alligator is having. So now on the CMP, before they reach to another Hydro Cannon, I will drop my Mud Bomb to finish them down, and with Annihilate remaining at the very end, all we have to do is to anticipate the switch because they definitely need to catch on their Dugong and then throw my Shadow Ball to one-shot them down. I'm telling you, this team is super strong to deal with the entire Great League Remix meta, so feel free to use it towards your advantage and you are not gonna regret it at all. Salazzle now will be our next opponent, and perhaps you're thinking, Ganeto, you have a water type Pokemon, they have a fire type one. Obviously this is a very good lead for you, but guess again, because they also need 5 turns to reach to those Poison Fangs, and after the first debuff even the Incinerates can hurt us a lot, so eventually they can easily destroy us down if they want to, but my opponent here decides to switch out aggressively to their Dugong, and now that we are both shieldless, we're just gonna farm down the remaining HP that Dugong is having with our Emolga. Now the return into the battle with Salazzle, I get a little bit too greedy here and then I fire off my discharge, which is kind of a big mistake because we lost a lot of HP in the process, and now we're just gonna go for the Ice Beam over Serperior. My opponent has definitely no clue about how much energy we have stored up on our Alligator. They hit us with a Leaf Tornado, which was super scary to charge up for the second time at that point, but still we have Emolga with a discharge to grab the victory after the Ice Beam from our Alligator. And speaking of that Pokemon, well, we're gonna use it up once again up in front in the next battle with that Cresselia for our opponent. So here comes now the Shadow Claw damage, which is gonna do so much work over the Psychic type of Cresselia, and in the process we can land at least 2 of those Hydro Cannons before we faint down. As you can see, we also took both of them shields out of play, and since I know that they need 6 of those Psycho Cuts to reach to the first Grass Knot, I'm pretty sure we can outspeed them to those charge attacks from there at the end. So down goes Cresselia now, and we still have one more Hydro Cannon for clutch damage over that Annihilate. I'm pretty sure here that they have to throw, otherwise they are gonna get farmed down. That's why I switched out to my Toxic Rock, and as you can see here, my opponent has a Shadow Glider at the back, which is not scary at all for my team. Able to get here to the Hydro Cannon, but at the same time I could easily have reached to the help of my Emolga, because we can resist pretty much anything that Glider is gonna throw. Into the next battle now with that amazing Carbing up in front, but my opponent, as it seems, has a very fast attack team, so fast attack dependent team with that double Razor Leaf, I guess, at the back with Rock Throw up in front. So I'm just gonna take the move, whatever it is, we can easily survive it and still grab both of them shields out of play. If they have another Razor Leaf and most probably something like a Shadow Victory Bell, we can easily destroy them down, both that Carbing and the Victory Bell with our Toxic Rock. So I'm just gonna come into the battle here with Feraligatr, because I guess that there is no reason not to come into the fight with that Pokemon, and now with Tropius out of the way, nothing can stop the wrath of our Toxic Rock. Able to get here now to the Mud Bomb, not gonna do a lot of damage on that poor Carbing, but at the same time I'm pretty sure we can do so much more work with the next one, and right after we block just once, I guess we can easily farm down in the process. So here comes now the block on the Rock Slide, it doesn't matter, able to farm down with those counters and still reach to the Lethal Shadow Ball, because Toxic Rock is so good offensively, and of course grab the victory up against a very toxic team. Into the next battle now with that Annihilate up in front. Obviously my Shadow Claw damage is gonna do a clutch damage as well, so we can easily survive one Night Slash here, but at the same time I want to preserve as much HP as I can on my Feraligatr and still reach to a couple more of those Hydro Cannons. Able to grab both of them shields out of play, Shadow Claw damage is insane, so they need to block at some point. So with that Night Slash able to finish us off, now I can easily come into the game with Toxic Rock, farm down all the way by spending my final shield, and at the worst case scenario we're just gonna one-shot down one of their backline Pokemon. So they end up having something like a Dugong, and as you can see here I reach to the Shadow Ball, and right after we need to finish them off before they reach to a deadly charge attack. So Bandbob here is gonna connect, down goes that poor Dugong, and to my surprise they have a double Ice Water backline. So without Waller now coming into the game, I can easily reach here to the Discharge before they farm it down, and even though I just said easily, well, that was still kinda close. So yeah, well played to my opponent, but Emolga will just prevail on this one. Into the next battle now with the Shadow Glider. This is the final one for today's content, and I guess that my Hydro Cannons here are gonna be extremely clutch. But when we're talking for damage from one Shadow to another, even the RLAs can be kinda bad for us, so we need to play accordingly over here and spending the shields wisely. They have already spent both of them shields, so I guess that it is time for my Feraligatr to go down and now rely a little bit extra to my Emolga, because I know that whatever they throw here can easily be taken by my Pokemon, but a second dig might actually do the trick. We have already farmed up a ton of energy, so Acrobatics will finish them down. Now they have a Mountain at the back. Are you kidding me? Are you completely weak to Emolga Trainer? Down they go to a simple charge attack and one more to almost one-shot down Feraligatr on Shadow Mode. Let's get it, trainers, and that is gonna be the end to a fantastic video. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end with me. It really means a lot for my channel, but before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to my content, and click over here for any of these two videos that might be of interest to you. Till the next time, take care, trainers.